Okay, let's begin today standing up atop of the mat. And if you have any socks on, take them off. Just setting aside any props for the time being. Closing the eyes and just moving. You can take little steps in place. You can find some neck rolls, taking the ears from side to side, rolling the chin across the chest. And then find stillness in the feet and maybe just blink your eyes open for a moment to look down and see that your feet are in line with each other. The toes are pointing forward. You can press down into all four corners of the feet and feel the thighs rise as you find that balance in the center. The tailbone drops down, keeping just the slightest bend in the knees so you're not locking out that joint. But keeping everything elevated and feel the breath rise up from the heels, from the ground, into the belly, into the hip area. And as you exhale, feel it flow down. Again, just lifting the breath up to the hips, the belly, the lower back. And exhale, pouring it down. And let's bring it a little higher now into the chest as you inhale. Feel the collarbones broaden and exhale. The shoulder blades heavy on the back. Another breath into the chest. And exhale. Taking it higher. Now all the way up to the crown of the head. Let it rise up the back of the spine. And exhale. And a few more breaths here. Feeling the whole body enlivened, in balance. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Just feel the arms rise. Keep the head where it is. Exhale, let the fingertips come back down like you're swimming through the air. Inhale, sweeping up again. Eyes stay closed. Exhale, let the hands come back down. Once more, inhaling the arms up. Exhaling the arms down. Put the hands together at heart center. You can inhale here. And exhale, just blink the eyes open. We'll flow a little bit tonight at the beginning of the practice to really just open the body, get some warmth into the body, get some things moving so that we can relax deeply and create some nice space in our joints in a little while. So from your Tadasana, use your next inhale to lift the arms up overhead. The gaze can follow up to the fingers. Exhale, folding down, bend the knees. Inhale, keep the knees bent and just bring the hands to the shins for a half lift. Exhale, fold into the ground. Inhale, press into the feet and roll up. Reach up, lifting the arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart center. So that's one half salutation. We'll do two more. Inhaling, the arms lift. Exhale, fold in over the legs. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up, lifting up. And exhale, pulling the hands down through heart center. And doing the same flow on your own with your own breath. Seating back into the asana with hands at heart center. Moving on from here, we're going to do a classical sun salutation. And again, I'll leave you in 2 cycles, and then we'll do 1 cycle on our own. This one's a little bit longer, but we've done it together before. Exhaling completely. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, fold them into the legs, folding down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right leg back, lower the knee down to the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, lifting the chest upright. And then exhale, hands come all the way back down. Step back to your downward facing dog. Breathing in here. And out here. And from here, you can come forward and move through a vinyasa. So that would be coming forward to plank, lowering down to the earth for chaturanga. Inhaling to find a cobra, and then exhale, pushing back to down dog. But you can always skip that and just stay in downward facing dog, which is a really nice option if you're practicing to wind down and relax in the evening. And meeting again in a couple breaths here in down dog. Together, inhale, the right leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, bringing it in towards the chest and stepping it forward. Lowering your left knee down to the earth, hands frame the right foot at the top of the mat. And on an inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Opening the heart, opening the chest. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Step forward to the top of the mat. Folding forward. And inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up. Exhale, hands pull down through heart center. That's side 1, side 2. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, heart lifts forward, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee lowers. Inhale, arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, hands come down. Step back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, using that for vinyasa or just to find stillness. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Lower right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a breath. We'll move to side 2, keeping the breath really flowing and easeful, keeping the movement organic and also easeful. Taking your time, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot steps back, right knee lowers. Inhale, arms lift to the sky. Exhale, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths for vinyasa or stillness. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step right foot forward, left knee lowers. Inhale, arms lift to the sky. Exhale, hands come down, step to the top of the mat in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up. Exhale, hands down through the midline to the heart. Inhale, arms lift, side two. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, knee lowers. Inhale, arms lift to the sky. Exhale, hands come down, framing the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling, 3 breaths, vinyasa if you want. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward, lower the right knee. Inhale, arms lift to the sky. Exhale, hands come down, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up, lifting up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathing here. Closing the eyes. I know I said we were going to do 3, but we're just going to do those 2. I want to make sure we have plenty of time to relax. Just noticing how the energy in the body has changed, how the mind has settled. And let's just flow, moving ourselves down to the ground, blinking open the eyes if you would close them. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold in over the legs. And just drape forward here, really just pause. We haven't paused yet. So we'll take a little time to just really feel the spine extending here. Bend the knees enough that you can really dump the weight forward. Feel the crown of the head dropping down. You might cross the elbows and use the weight of the arms as a little bit more gravitational release. Really envision the space between the vertebrae coming even between each bone. A nice cushion of space, a nice extension. Envision the muscles that hold together the ribs, softening, lengthening, releasing. Let the hands come down to the earth. Step back to a downward facing dog just for 3 breaths. Inhale. And then exhale. Let your knees come down. Sit back on the heels. If you'd like, you can prop yourself up on a block between the ankles just to get some of the pressure out of the knees. 2 blocks. And see if you can feel the tailbone really plugging down towards the earth. So maybe you have to first rock from side to side on your sits bones, and then maybe just leaning forward and backwards, maybe finding some circular movements, just really establishing your awareness of how your body is wanting to balance here, and then finding the stillness from there. The hips heavy. Spread the toes, actively pressing the tops of the feet down into the earth. See if you can access that same space in the spine that we had in our forward fold. Stacking the spine, lifting up through the crown, feeling that back of the neck lengthen for the crown to really lift to the sky. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the right, moving with the breath. Inhale, the arms come up, twisting back to the center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, twisting. Making the movement through the shoulders just really nice and fluid, and aware of like everything that's going on, every inch of that movement. Without being attached to the appearance of the posture, really feel how it feels to make the twist in your body. If that's difficult to do, just close your eyes or open your eyes. Experiment with your awareness. And in certain practices of yoga, you just move like this for like 10 minutes. We're not going to do it for that long. And allowing the breath to fall into an easeful rhythm. Once more to each side. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, let the fingers rain down. Hands land on the lap, shoulders get heavy. Feeling the energy settling down. Maybe becoming aware of some nice new spaciousness in that shoulder joint. Let's take some alternate nostril breathing. Bringing your right thumb to your right nostril. And then I like to have my middle two fingers pointing up to my third eye point and my ring finger on my or near my left nostril. Keeping both nostrils open for the time being. Inhaling completely. And exhaling. Closing the right nostril, inhaling through the left. Closing both nostrils, and then exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. Closing both the top of the breath, and then exhaling through the left. Continue moving the breath like that. The next time you get to that exhale through the left nostril, release the hand, the lap, and then just begin to breathe through both nostrils again. Blinking open the eyes if you had them closed. And let's come into a child's pose from here, and it would be nice to make it very supportive. So you may keep a block underneath your hips. You may swap out the block for a blanket. Sounds kind of nice. But for me anyway, it's pretty comfortable to have my toes together and my hips sort of sit down onto my heels. And the knees are out wide, but it might feel better for you to have your knees in closer, or you could even just sit with the knees wide like this, and there's a nice release of the lower back even here, just sitting upright if you really don't like forward folds. You can also use your blocks with a blanket stacked on top of them or a pillow stacked on top of it for like a ramp to lie forward on. And I think I'm going to use one of my blocks at least for a headrest. But you'll just drape forward and come down and find somewhere where you can breathe, specifically targeting opening across the back of the body here today. So bring your breath and your awareness into that part of the body through the lower back, up through the back of the ribs, underneath the shoulder blades. And sensing the hips really getting heavy, moving down towards the heels, towards the ground. And similarly, getting that release in the shoulders, just falling down into the ground. And it's nice to have that support on the head or on the chest just to kind of have another thing to melt down into. And if you have your head turned to one side or another, just turn it the opposite direction. We'll be here for another 10 breaths or so. And when you're ready, just lifting up gently out of this fold. And we're going to come to sit on our bums. I'd like to have the two blocks nearby on either side of your hips. And I would recommend having them on the lowest setting for now, and then you can kind of see where you want to go. You may not end up wanting to use these. Your knees are going to bend, the soles of the feet plant on the earth. You want to move the blocks back so you can facilitate pointing your fingers towards you and pressing down, feeling the heart push up and forward first. So just feeling the opening through the heart. And then on your next inhale, press down into the feet, lift the hips up. Reverse tabletop, feeling the opening through the chest. Press down into the fingers. Inhale. And then exhale, straighten the legs, digging down through the heels, pressing back, lifting the hips up, keeping them in the air. Inhaling. And then exhaling, lowering down. You can decide if you want to do that more in a more fluid way for about a minute, or if you just want to get rid of the blocks, do the lifting of the hips. If you want to open through the heart and just stay here and focus on really lifting and lengthening through the spine, getting some nice lengthen, that is a great option too. I'm going to go with a little bit of breath to movement. So on an inhale, lifting the hips, reverse tabletop. Exhale, shooting the legs straight, shifting the hips back. Inhale, coming back up, tabletop. Exhale. Flowing with the breath. Three more. Last one. And sit the hips down. Scoot yourself forward. If you want to put on socks and have your blankets nearby, we're basically going to do a little twist to other side from our backs, and then we're going to do legs up the wall. And then we're going to take a nice long shavasana or meditation. So, beginning by just coming to lie down on the back, the knees bend, and a little bit more flowing motion. If you do want to have like something for your knees to kind of come into as we twist from side to side, feel free to use any of your props as a support there. It's not totally necessary, but it can be nice. Arms come out to a T, or they can rest on the body if you feel like you just want to keep it really grounded in the self internally. Inhaling in the center. Exhale, let the knees fall to one side. Just really easy. Inhale up through it, center. And exhale, opening to the opposite side. Inhaling, center, exhaling, twisting. And we've been doing these repetitive sequences, these simple flows throughout practice, kind of rocking the body, preparing the body, soothing the body for rest and contemplation. At any point you want to just stop and breathe in one side and the other, just make sure you keep it balanced and that you keep your awareness with the breath. Just about 5 more breaths here. And coming to center. And here we're going to come into that legs up the wall posture, that gentle inversion. If you want to come to a wall and do that at wall space, that's awesome. I don't really have wall space, so I'm just going to do it in the center of the floor with a block. And I'm going to take the block with my hips and put the block under my sacrum. Finding a nice supported bridge posture here, just feeling for a moment the front of the body opening, releasing, feeling the breath. Just really able to flow freely without impediment. And even this is an inversion, so if this is where you feel comfortable staying, you can always stay here. You can always stay with your hips on the ground and knees just knocking in towards each other. If you want to go further, bringing the toes to point up towards the sky. And finding that point of alignment, similar to how when we were standing, the crown of the head fell into alignment based on what was grounded down. In this posture, the legs find alignment based on how the hips are oriented on the block, how the length of the spine extends nice and long, how the shoulders are supporting the weight as it flows into the earth, rather than the back of the head. So take a moment, maybe tuck the shoulders underneath you. Really feel that lift. Whenever you're ready, take your time and ease your way back down to earth and just transitioning into Shavasana or into a meditation. Taking the time to get comfortable with blankets. And we're going to have 10 minutes here. So it is a nice, juicy moment of rest. Okay. Fine. Nice and cozy and supportive. And I'll give an om to let you know when we are reaching the end of our practice together. And it's sort of time to come back and come to a seated position and meet for a last couple breaths. Settle into stillness, into release. The body's been soothed. We've gotten the energy flowing through all of our major joints, really. Focused on making some space in our spine, just generally enlarging the scope of our being. Now we get this opportunity to really just abide in that space of ourselves. Coming to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed, bringing your hands to heart center. Honoring the breath, the mind, the body. Self. Honoring the practice. And honoring this space that we've given ourselves, that we've created through our practice. Bowing forward, namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.